Okay, Tony Kager here. Welcome to the road to Money in the Bank. That's what I'm going to be calling these previews. I'm going to be previewing every pay-per-view from now on. Finish my Payback previews. Next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. Each one's going to be called the road to Money in the Bank. And next one's going to be called the road to Battleground. So let me know if you like that title in the comments. I think I'm going to keep with that title for the rest of the previews. Think the Payback previews were pretty good. The only thing I would change is I want to keep them shorter. So all these road to Money in the Bank videos, I'm gonna try to keep them short. I'm gonna try to have a bunch of them before the pay-per-view. So Money in the Bank is June 29th, 2014. It's gonna be in Boston, Massachusetts at the TD Garden. It's 3 weeks away, so that means they're gonna have 3 weeks of Raw and SmackDowns to promote this. Not a huge amount of time, but still plenty of time for them to set up the card. Okay, so here's what's announced so far. Daniel Bryan versus Kane has been announced. It will be for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a stretcher match. However, currently Daniel Bryan is not medically cleared to compete yet, and hopefully he'll be ready in time for Money in the Bank in 3 weeks. But if not, like the old Money in the Bank pay-per-views, there's a Money in the Bank match. Usually there's two. This year's only one. But this year's one and only Money in the Bank ladder match will be turned to a first ever Money in the Bank match with the championship on the line if Daniel Bryan is unable to compete. And we now know who will be in that Money in the Bank championship. We will now know who's going to be in that Money in the Bank match. Not everybody, we know one person. On Raw last Monday, Alberto Del Rio defeated Dolph Ziggler. So now I'm messing everything up today. Alberto Del Rio is in the ladder match. He's the first entry into that match. And this will be Del Rio's second Money in the Bank match. His first time he was in the Money in the Bank was Money in the Bank 2011, and he won that pay-per-view match. And I honestly would have rather seen Ziggler in his Money in the Bank match than Del Rio. The only reason why Del Rio was in his first match in 2011 was because he won the match. So unless he's gonna win it again this year, I don't see why you would have him in the match. I don't think Del Rio is good for ladder matches. He did have a ladder match against Christian that was highly praised, but Ziggler, with his bumping and his athleticism, he's the better fit for this match. So I definitely would rather see Ziggler in this match than Del Rio, especially since I don't know if Del Rio is even going to win. If he is going to win, then obviously it makes sense to put him in this match, but I don't think Del Rio is going to win. And I don't know how good Del Rio is going to do this match, but we'll see. And here's some Payback news, a few of them. First of all, I read there's going to be 7 Money in the Bank ladder spots, so 1 down, 6 to go. So who are they going to fill those spots with? We'll see any Evolution members in the match this year. Any Shield members. I was reading there's only going to be 1 ladder match this year. Even if the title's on the line and Bryan can't compete, there'll still be only 1 ladder match. So that means if Bryan can't compete in the ladder match because of the championship match, there's going to be no briefcase this year at all. No Money in the Bank briefcase. So that'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, so the real right now, Alberto Del Rio's in a Money in the Bank ladder match with the briefcase on the line. If Daniel Bryan can't compete, that match becomes the championship match. They're not gonna make a second match. It's gonna only be 1 ladder match at its pay-per-view. So who's gonna compete in that ladder match? You know, probably we'll see some Evolution members, maybe Seth Rollins. Maybe we'll see Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. So who do you think's gonna be in his ladder match? You know, give me your thoughts in the comments. Okay, here's the news. The Daniel Bryan storyline with how if he can't compete, he won't be in the, his match against Kane won't happen, and he'll be stripped of the title, and the vacant championship will be on the line in the ladder match. This is a storyline, but it's like a real life storyline. This is not some kind of thing where they're just like teasing the crowd and make this interesting. You know, it's not like the current plans for Bryan to have the match against Kane, and this whole thing about if he can't compete, they're gonna turn the ladder match into a Money to Bank championship match as just some kind of like storyline to keep the fans like, you know, interested, and, you know, kind of swerve them. No, this is like a real thing. There's a real like situation which they are not sure that Daniel Bryan's going to be able to compete in this match. He may not be clear to return in time for the match. He is losing strength in his arm. Here's something I just read today. There's a feeling among some that Bryan will end up wrestling at Money in the Bank because of how mentally tough he is. It said there's tremendous real life pressure being put on Bryan right now to be ready. We'll see. You know, is Bryan gonna wrestle while not 100%? Will the doctors let him? So we're gonna see what happens there. There's still some time left. I'm sure we'll get more updates as the weeks go on. Next preview, I'll definitely try to have an update about that. So that's it for Money in the Bank. Not much news so far. I'll probably know a lot more after next week's Raw and SmackDown. Thanks for watching. Bye.